It's Wednesday here in Cypress, Texas. It's a nice day. It's a little cool, but it's clear. It's nice. So we're going to go over uh, chapter 3 of Second Thessalonians. All right, so this chapter's got some meat to it. All right, so this church in Thessalonia, Paul and Timothy and there's a couple other guys that had started this church, and then they started getting the Romans came after Paul, right? And Paul, he didn't, uh, you know, he was worried that they were going to be no more. They were going to just, fold because of the persecution, but they didn't, and because of Timothy. And so he was he was encouraged by them because they stood fast. They did, they kept it going, right? So now he's got wind that they got some people in the church that have been being disruptive and lazy, and they're, and so he's like, he had some harsh correction for them, and he's telling them, he's instructing that they needed to start working and earning their own way. He said, if you don't work, you don't eat. All right, that was repeated in Jamestown. This is the first English colony, and they were Puritans, and they were all, communal living, and nobody owned anything, and and they almost died that winter. And this, the governor, he's like, yeah, that ain't happening no more. And he instated that if you don't work no eat, he made it a capitalist system, right, instead of communal, right, and they thrived. And actually, that's what got the reputation of the United States of being a prosperous, land of plenty, right? Because he gave everybody so many, like 10 acres or something like that, and they all got, a plot. Everybody got a plot of land. They got a bunch of land, right? And they could do what they wanted. They could sell it. They could build on it. They could farm it. They could raise livestock. It was up to them to do what they wanted to do and make a business, and that's what they did. And and they thrived, right? So I've been looking for a contrast between what Paul teaches, what he taught different than Christ, and this is it. This is one of the heart of it. Okay. And who's calling me uncle? The so there's a lot of people. They're like, you know what? You should just pour yourself into the Word. Right? You don't work. Christ says, the birds of the air, they don't care. They don't worry about, if they're gonna have enough or whatever. And I'm like, well, but here's Paul saying, you don't work, you don't eat. Mind your business, right? And I'm like, okay. And I've been saying this for a while. You got to walk and chew gum at the same time. You got to produce, right? You got to either work or have a business, right? You got to, and so I try to help people. That's what I do. I try to help people, take care of their money and make more money. Make more money so they can save more money. That's what I do. right? And it's a lot of times you can't see the picture when you're in the frame. And I have experience, and I've seen a lot of things. I've seen things that work, and I try to help people, implement them. I went to talk to a barber college, and they're they can make up to like $36, you know, easily make like $36 a haircut for women's hair. Men's haircut, you know, you know, $10 to $25 a haircut for a man's haircut, right? And, or right, but there's things that they can do. Learn to make wigs or whatever, right? $800 for a wig, paid for by the health insurance companies, you know, and they're a repeat client, So I talk to them about this kind of stuff. And what do we got here? And oh yeah, and so anyway, by helping people see themselves better than they are. Okay, so love, and they talk a lot of, Paul talks a lot about love, or love nature. The definition is choosing only to see that which is good and giving value to others. Look at each other and see, try to help them see the value in themselves. Okay, that's what we're meant to do. Okay, and when you do that, hey, and people see it and they apply it, they produce better, right? They thrive. Okay, but a lot of people don't see it in themselves. It's hard, man. They they're they if they don't see it, they'll never know it. And sometimes they gotta have somebody point it out, right? And a lot of times you teach them things they don't know. And there's some things a lot of people don't know when it comes to like the word, the scripture, right? There's a lot of people in church that don't know a lot, okay, and they need help. They don't see it. They just see it for face value, and there's deeper meaning, symbolism. There's the Paleo Hebrew. There's the temple process. Okay, all these things. If you don't know this stuff, you don't know even what Jesus is talking about in the New Testament. Okay. Alrighty. Yeah, Don knows me. All right. Have a good day.